I finally found out why my aunt couldn't adopt me. My name is Susan, and I was in the foster care system since I was about 2 to 3 years old. I was adopted at 6, and my very first memory is crying into my aunt's arms asking why I couldn't just go live with her when I found out I'd be moving to my, now parents, home. She was gentle about explaining it, telling me that back before my parents had died, she'd broken some laws, and she wasn't allowed to. Life moved on, I got adopted, and my now parents did everything they could to keep me in contact with my aunt. When I was about 10 or 11, my aunt finished her probation, got her own place, and started letting me come over. We'd get our nails done, go shopping, try new restaurants. I knew she was working her ass off to spoil me, and truth be told, it made me feel special, like I had 3 parents who'd do anything for me. At 16, I got the full story from my aunt. She'd gotten into some pretty hard drugs as a teenager, got busted for possession a few times and theft once. Then my parents died. My dad was her brother, and as much as his death wrecked her, being told she couldn't adopt me was the kick in the ass she needed to get clean and stay clean, but she always thought it was too little too late, even if I did end up in an amazing family. I'm 22 now, and a couple months ago I got a random DM from a podcaster. They told me they'd done some not-so-legal things to track me down, but they did it to inform me they were covering my story on their show and wanted to know if I had anything I wanted to say or any details left out. I honestly thought there'd been a mix-up somewhere and wrote them back saying that my parents died in a car accident and there wasn't really a story to tell. I was over at my aunt's house this weekend and told her about it in passing, joking that I hoped they hadn't spent any actual money to track that girl down. My aunt went pale and told me to sit down. Then she laid it all out for me. I** wasn't T** her niece. We weren't related at all, and we didn't even meet until the day I went into foster care. The people she told me were my parents really ** were * her brother and his wife, but they died childless. My story, * our * story, was so much worse than that. At 17, she really did fall into a bad crowd. Painkillers were her drug of choice, and by 19, she had the rap sheet she told me about when I was 16. She was out on bail, running around some middle-class suburb, grabbing anything that wasn't nailed down to pawn. She managed to jimmy open a window and get inside my biological mother's house, taking every piece of jewelry and electronics she could find. She said she'd never be able to explain why, but she went to the basement. She didn't think there'd be anything worthwhile down there, but she just had * to go check it out. It was dark, dingy, and unfinished. There was the normal junk, old furniture, out-of-season decorations, and a dog kennel pushed into a corner and half covered by an old blanket. She was just about to go back upstairs when the dog shuffled around. My aunt's always had a soft spot for animals, so she went to let the poor little guy out and found me. I'll spare you the gory details, but safe to say, I was a mess. And my aunt, she didn't even think. She called 911 right there. I've since heard the call, and oddly, the thing that sticks out to me the most is her screaming, "I am breaking into this house. I am robbing them. I don't fucking know the address," until they traced the call. According to the reports I've seen, she didn't leave my side the whole time. She waited with me until the police kicked down the door and cut the lock off the kennel. She testified against my mother, even without immunity, and promised her that she'd never see me again. The last week of my life has been utter chaos, but throughout everything, all I can say is, thank God I have her in my life.